Hi amigos, I'm going to show today a mortgage renewal strategy that I call the zero profit mortgage. And I hope you find value here because this way you will be able to have a very good strategy that works for you at mortgage renewal. So I'm going to start with what happens every day in Canada. And I've been doing this strategy for the last 10 years. John and Mary have been at the same bank for 10 years. They have 2 kids, they have their mortgage, and they always paid it on time. They have other accounts and they're loyal to the bank. That's how I've been raised anyways. And they even know Kathy, the teller, when they go to the branch, okay? So they both work, and of course, weekends are always busy with their families and everything else. And they are hardworking and they're nice people and they trust their bank. They receive about 20 to 30 mailers and bills every week, and they just got their renewal letter from their lender, from their existing lender. 5 years go very fast. They took a 5-year term in the past, and they look at the options. And with vacations coming up and busy work, they pick another 5-year term, and they send back the renewal letter to the bank because this is the easy option, okay? John and Mary are the best customer profile for any bank. What has happened is that the bank has offered them about, on average, 0.5% more that they would offer to a new customer, okay? Why? Because banks know that you guys are busy. Their number one priority for any lender or for any for-profit company is profitability and customer retention. And with 0.5% interest rate, the branch has earned $5,000 more from John and Mary at the branch, and they have achieved their revenue targets for the month. They know 85% of renewals stay, and families usually are loyal to the banks. I calculated it 5,000 on the average, and this is on top of what the bank already earns on a mortgage, okay? As mortgage brokers, usually, most brokerages, we do believe in profits only, and at Mortgages Lab, we do believe that families have to pay for, they don't have to pay for targets at the branch, and we do not believe banks should be contacting customers at renewal or just to sell stuff every time they contact us. We believe in clarity and transparency. For example, we disclose how mortgage penalties work with any lender and how to calculate it. We believe also in integrity. Is your bank trying to sell you another account or insurance again? I know that they're for profit, but we need to look after our families. And we also, we believe in trust. Would they tell you that there's any other option better at the bank? And that this is a key element with mortgage brokers. We can go to different lenders and we can present you with options that will fit your situation way better, okay? We want to earn your trust, bring clarity and transparency to the options, and have high integrity, providing a strategy that works and protects your family, okay? And this short presentation will open your eyes and show you how you can have a renewal strategy at zero cost and feel free about your next mortgage renewal. Super easy. I just decided in 4 easy points. That's the table of contents, your mortgage, your bank strategy, what Mortgages Lab strategy does for you, and the next step, okay? Usually, most of you already know this, that a person would get a 25-year mortgage or 30 mortgage divided in 5-year terms of 5 years. That's usually the case, even though you can change your term. As I said here, you can pick 1, 2, or 3-year term. And you can have also other terms, for example, a 10-year term. Okay, so there's not only 5 years, but you can also choose the term. And as this graph shows, you don't have to go to the same lender every time. You can switch from lenders if they offer you a better deal or go back to a previous lender. Okay, every term you have the opportunity to get a, renegotiate your terms. So to be clear, your term is for 5 years, and the total number of years to pay for your mortgage is your amortization. When you're doing a renewal or you're changing your lenders, you're not starting all over again. You're just going to the second term, okay, or third term in that case. Of course, an idea: when your term is up, you can switch or transfer or renew your mortgage at another bank or lender without any cost. It's just paperwork. In this example, a 25-year mortgage had 5 terms, each with a different bank. Just a little caveat here: banks are lately registering a type of mortgage that is not easy transferable. You should have been disclosed this when you did your mortgage. When we review your documentation, we'll tell you if there's any cost switching from one lender to the next. Again, there should be no cost if the lender register your mortgage in a standard way. If they register any other type of mortgage that is not a standard, there may be some costs associated, but again, your bank should have disclosed that when you initially set up the mortgage with them, okay? So choose wisely the lender for every term, depending on your strategy, circumstances, and options available to you, okay? I also always say, when you go to your bank, is your bank gonna show you options from a different lender? Most likely not. That's why we exist, and that's why we are so happy that you guys support the broker channel, okay? Banks have 2 main strategies. This is chapter 2. Banks have 2 main strategies to increase their profits and retain you as a customer. One is what is called early renewal strategy, and the second one is the last minute strategy. Again, these are strategies from the lenders to keep you at the same lender, and this happens again every single time in Canada. Okay, so I'll explain them to you so you're aware of them. The first one is the early renewal. That's when a bank would call you 6 months prior to your mortgage renewal date to lock you in for another 5 years. And their conversation may be, hey, now that rates are low, lock in the rate before they go up. So they introduce the fear that rates may go up, and actually rates may go up, right? So it may not be a bad idea, but there's also 2 sides to the coin. So this would be the early renewal. They call you early, they renew before, okay? The intent is to avoid any competition from other lenders, because if you renew at that particular moment with another lender, there may be a penalty. So they know that there might be a penalty with that lender, so they know that they will waive that penalty for the next 6 months if you renew with them. But what you're trading in that regards is that you will not be able to shop with another lender, okay? So you're not right now risking not to be able to get a better option with another bank for the next 6 months, okay? Before we go into this, I always say, if you do this, if you renew this and rates go up, great, you took a great financial decision, but it was a flip of a coin, okay? What happened, and I've seen this over and over again, they renew here and rates go down. And then at your renewal date, 4 or 6 months later, the rates are actually half a point less. Try going to the bank and saying, hey, you contacted me because you said rates were going up. Rates actually went down. There was a half a point difference, which is going to cost me $5,000 in this example. I need you to fix this. They won't fix it because you already committed here, and they basically stop you from doing this process, okay? The second option is the last minute strategy. This is when banks contact you just a few days or weeks before your renewal date. The strategy is not to get you the best deal. They know that you may shop around, and what they usually do is they don't give you the best deal, but they will ask you for you to go and shop around, come back to them, and then they will match it. Basically what they're doing is they're just giving you market rates, okay? You will not overpay, but you will not have any significant savings, and they just match whatever rate you have to make it convenient for you, okay? So they're actually not working on your behalf. So the intent only, again, is to retain the customer. They don't offer any benefit or value, and they just ask you to sign here type of thing. And this happened just a few weeks before your renewal date, okay? So key points to remember: initially, banks try to inflate rates to be able to give you a discount. So they show you a higher rate first, and then they give you a discount, so you got something. And they match a rate that you may be offered, but they will not have show you the penalty calculation that they have. Ask them in real terms what the penalty calculation. If you don't know, contact our office, and from any lender, I will show you what type of calculation they're doing. And of course, they will not give you options from other lenders, okay? So again, bank's revenue model is profit-driven by their shareholders and branch profit targets, okay? So our revenue model, so what would be my revenue model? My revenue model is to actually make you happy. So give you different options from different lenders, go deep in your situation, design a strategy for you that is gonna work really well for you, and get the mortgage done in a way that you're happy. Because if you're happy, we may get referrals from you, and that's how I grow my business. I grow my business mainly from referrals from existing clients and happy clients that come back to me. So I don't have any branch targets or any profit revenue model like a branch. So we just basically work on referrals and recommendations from other clients. And if you guys come back to us and support the broker channel. So what is the zero profit mortgage? This is the chapter 3. This is the meat. This is how I explain or what I can do for you in order to try to secure a better rate for you. So this is a strategy which I call the zero profit mortgage, because I'm trying to squeeze the profit from the lender and give it back to my customer, to my client, or to you guys. It's basically a strategy designed to give you the value that banks are not willing to give you or unable to provide because they cannot go to another lenders. And it works as follows. Usually 4 to 6 months, most likely 4 months before your renewal date, we do a rate hold or we do an approval, okay? This would mean that if rates do go up in the next 4 months, okay, you are secure because we already have the approval for your renewal and you will not lose if rates do go up. To be honest with you, not even banks know what rates are going to be doing in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Nobody knows. If somebody knew, if a bank knew, they would be the only bank in Canada. There will not be no competition because they will have an unfair advantage. And based on my own experience, I've known for a fact that nobody knows. Everybody's just giving opinions on what the rates are going to be, but we can't prepare to whatever direction rates will go. Okay, so again, 4 months prior, we'll get you an approval and you have a rate secured. So if rates do go up, you're secure. Now, what happens if rates go down? Okay, what would happen if rates go down? If rates go down, we have the option to decrease the rate with the lender that we got the approval. So I would just contact that lender, which is a thing that I do very often on the office. Let's say 2 months later, rates went down. Oh, then I contact the lender. We have this approval. It's closing in 2 months because we started 4 months ago. Please reduce the rate to the level. And then we're writing down the rates if rates do go down. We don't transfer at that moment. We just update the rate and we wait to closing, because if rates go down again, you can get a lower rate all the way to the bottom, okay? When you shop in a particular time, let's say you shop 1 month before and you compare options with a broker and with a bank, you would only be comparing in that particular moment. With this strategy, I am actually comparing to you every week, every couple of weeks, to make sure that you get the best deal from both options. Okay, so this is the second part. Another thing that is important for you to know is that sometimes during these 4 months, a lender will come with an unbelievable offer. And as a mortgage broker, you're always scratching your head because you go, okay, who can I show this offer that's just really good? When you are doing this renewal zero profit mortgage transfer with us, we immediately know that your mortgage is coming up for renewal. So you get a call from me, hey, we have this excellent option. This is the pros and cons. Do you want to switch? Boom. We go to that lender and you end up getting a really, really good deal. What happens with most clients is that if you're not doing the renewal process to switch, it will trigger a penalty and it will void the benefit of the savings of that particular offer. Okay. So again, to summarize, we start 4 months prior, we shop throughout the term until about 1 or 2 weeks before the the term is up, and then we process the transfer. The banks, what we're going to try to do is they will make us do all this work, and at the last minute, they will try to match whatever we have done for you over the last 4 months. My experience is sometimes it's very difficult for them to do that, which is really good because that means that they don't have any profit to do it, which is all savings to you. And also, I've seen that sometimes they can get an exception and they work really hard, and they are able to match their rate. Okay, in that case, what I would ask you is that you support us because of all the work that we have done and do the transfer with us, because I am 99% sure that the bank will not have given you that rate or do that effort to get that rate without our work, because in the absence of competition, they will just offer you a higher rate. And if you're busy, you sign it and they get the additional profit. So next steps is basically contact our office. If you feel okay with this, share with us your mortgage renewal date, and we'll look after you in the best way possible. And I just want to repeat this, there is no cost to this process. The next lender that we choose will pay our office for our work. So there's absolutely no cost to you. If you have any questions, contact our office. All the best. Take care. Bye.